If you are struggling to figure out how to fuel your next long event that's got intensity thrown in, then hopefully I can simplify a little bit for you today. Let's say you've been used to taking, say, 1 gel per hour, which is around 20 grams, because anything less than that, then you're probably best just staying at home, to be honest. Your goal in training and then racing will be to simply consume more carbohydrate per hour. Now, that might be trying to up it to 40 grams an hour or 2 gels, or you might start getting some from liquids, especially if you're a bit of a wimp on the gels. Once you get used to doing that, whether it be 25, 30, 35 or 40 grams per hour in your training, then it's time to up it some more. So 60 grams per hour, 3 gels or 2 gels and some liquid, or I guess 1 gel and lots of liquid, used to be the old advice before the clever cogs figured out that we could, in fact, consume more of that sweet carb juice and get it into our bloodstream quickly. And we can do that by using not one, but 2 different sugars, typically glucose and fructose. Remember, for some of you that are just starting out and having 1 gel per hour, this might start to sound a lot. So it's important that you build this up over time. So whether it's 60, 70, 80, 90 and beyond grams per hour, the important thing to realize is at some point, your guts are not going to be too happy about it. Yes, you could use bananas, some sweets, or even some Coke to maximize your carb intake, but it's important not to overdo it too much too soon to allow your guts to adapt. Obviously, you don't have to stick to gels and liquids. There's also chews, there's bars. The longer you go, the more likely it is you're going to want to introduce some solid food, some fats, and maybe some protein even. But just like your training, it's important that you do this with a consistent progression. Do it in training and not just your longer runs too. Make sure you're taking fuel on your harder runs and be really consistent in the 6 weeks leading up to your event. Learn what works for you in terms of gels, bars, liquids. There's different consistencies and different tastes. There will always be the runners that prefer nursing a pot noodle or smashing some pork pies on a windy walk in their ultramarathon, and that's cool. But if you really want to run faster and harder for longer, then it's time you started to maximize your carb intake and minimizing your gut outtake. Remember, the take-home message for this video isn't to jump from 20 grams an hour straight up to 120 grams of carbs per hour in your training. It's to do it in increment steps over time, being consistent about it, and hopefully you will have a happy gut on race day.